You're in the West and you're considering doing what I did a couple months ago and just leaving the West and just seeing how you go abroad, and you're looking at the global map and you're trying to figure out where you should go, based on a whole bunch of factors: value for money, infrastructure, the race of the women that you're after, the quality of the women, whether the women are difficult or easy. But today I thought we'll just compare South America. We'll just put South America in one big block and we'll compare it to Asia. And we'll just look at Asia as one big block, South America as another big block. I've traveled to both. I've clearly traveled extensively throughout Asia, and I've only done one trip to South America. I am by far Australia's best dating coach, but I can bring my experience and just give you guys my take on it. The facts to start off with: when you're comparing infrastructure, uh, South America versus Asia, the infrastructure is far superior in Asia. Now, Asia has on average, most countries have larger populations. They have a lower crime rate. They're more cohesive. They work together. It helps them to build infrastructure. They work all night long, whereas in South America, because of the crime rate, the fact that they're not really interested in reducing the crime rate or locking up people who commit crimes, it makes just business in general more difficult. So therefore, the quality of infrastructure that they build is lower. And so, on average, if you're looking not just to meet girls or travel, you're looking for value for money. You're looking for somewhere where you can actually live and maybe build a life. Asia is far superior when it comes to infrastructure. For instance, you can see this beautiful pool behind me. This is an infinity pool. It's not the only one here. There's a billion of them. They're everywhere. There's infinity pools all over Asia, and almost every apartment block has a rooftop pool and a gym. Whereas you will have to spend a lot of money in South America just to find an apartment with a pool, let alone with a gym. You're going to have to spend a lot more money, and because there's fewer apartments, there's less stock, therefore more demand. So therefore, while you're staying in South America, you're more likely to have to pay a little bit more. And on average, for you're going to get less, and you're going to have to pay a lot more. You're more likely to be stuck in a small apartment that, if you go out at night, it's dangerous. You could get attacked. There's violence and crime out there, and they target gringos. They target gringos. They target Asians. If you're a foreigner, they'll see you racially, and they might go after you just purely because of the color of your skin, or the way you look, or the way you sound. And so you get far less for your money if you go to South America. So we just cover that. Like here, it's late at night. The security doesn't care what I do. I can walk out at midnight. I can have like a whole bunch of girls here for. I could say, look, I'm gonna have pulling girls. Think about it this way: let's have a photo shoot around my pool. Like girls like, oh, Instagram, yeah, let's do some Instagram photos. Pull. Oh, let me show you my apartment while we're at it. So you don't have that in South America. Not to mention the standard of living. I get a massive dopamine hit just coming out here and looking at my beautiful pool. I got two pools here. I got two gyms. We've got saunas. There's an outdoor area that you wouldn't believe with a view of the city. And for this price point, I'll be lucky to get a one bedroom apartment in most cities in South America. So just standard of living wise, South America just can't compete. Now here's where South America dominates. a lot of people have this misconception that Asian girls are easier. Um, and to some extent, if you're, out in the province and you're, you know, met a brown girl off a dating app and she's not really part of the community, she's literally out on a farm somewhere out there, you can swipe right on her on Tinder. She will go all the way to the city and come hang out with you. Hell, she might hang out with you every single day because she's got nothing else to do. But if you want a higher value girl, it's going to be very difficult, or even an average girl. Now, for instance, South America, I found myself having really hot, like bullshit hot, like the most beautiful South American girls you'll ever believe in your life, throwing themselves at me. Even at my age, in my 40s, I had a uni student. She wasn't even 20 years old. Leave uni, come to my place, and she was like grabbing my glasses, putting it on herself, and like licking her lips and like all over me. And she was as close to an 8 or a 9 as you could ever believe. She was all over me. Beautiful girls, like legitimate, stunning, beautiful girls. And if that's what you're after, then South America's your way, the place that you need to go. Now, there's a lot of Europeans that have been traveling to South America for such a long time, and therefore a lot of a lot of the South American girls, they uh, they kind of look European. They have European blood. It's been colonized. There's the Monroe Doctrine. The Americans have controlled South America for such a long time. It's not just the Spanish blood. There's so many beautiful blonde girls with blue eyes all over South America. And in fact, the girl that I am talking about, she had green eyes and a slight tinge of red hair. So she had probably a tinge of maybe Irish or Scottish in her, and she was stunning. And there's no shortage of them. Now, in Asia, sure, you're going to have some success, but the idea that you're going to have a girl that's just begging to sleep with you on the first date and she's going to make it super easy for you. Um, South America, they will beg you. And in fact, I had some girls, I had a 19-year-old beautiful girl. Literally, some mornings I'd wake up and she's calling me. She's like out at the cafe across the road saying, "Hey, I got to go to uni, but I want to quickly come inside." She wanted to come in for a quickie like almost every morning. Um, that type of demand, like sexual demand, and how forthright they are, and it's full on, it's hot and heavy, and the way that they treat you, you're not going to get that in Asia. You're just not. Um, and so you need to make a decision. Do you want to be treated like an absolute king in the bedroom with beautiful girls that kind of look a little bit European with that Spanish blood as well? And more guys are traveling down there, so it's becoming more and more European the way they look. I hear Argentinian girls, they're basically European. They're not. They don't even know what an Argentinian originally looked like anymore because they've all got, you know, they all basically look European, and they're full on. And you have like an unbelievable amount of girls wanting to just sleep with you immediately, and it's just normal over there. And if you don't, you're the weird one. But in Asia, it might take a little bit more work, you know, and you might need to take it a little bit slower. I found out over the first couple of months here that, trying to pull on the first date, I've never had to deal with girls being kind of insulted that I'm doing that. They have, it depends on who you're dating too. I'm in the upper echelon. I'm not in the weeds like a lot of the guys that are traveling to Asia and South America. I'm dating a lot of uni students and professionals, and like for instance here, lawyers, real estate agents. I literally Today I was out with a med student, and a girl who is in her second year studying physics. You know, I'm seeing a girl at the moment who she's at uni. She comes from a super wealthy family, and she plays tennis almost every day, like the classic beautiful girl that plays tennis, and from a wealthy family from the richest part of the city I'm in. You know, uh, it's a little bit different when you're up in the hottest 1% echelon there. And that's where it comes back to game as well. So I'm going to switch arms again. So, one for one, it depends on who you are. You're looking for value for money, you're looking for a higher standard of living, then Asia's your best bet. If you're just looking to be a passport bro and like legitimately look for like, one night stands and like beautiful girls that you can like sleep with on a regular basis real fast, and they're going to be all over you, they're literally going to fall in love with you on arrival, eyesight, just the amount of girls that would just like see me and I'm old enough to be their father, literally 20, 25 years old, and they're just uh, begging me to take them home. South America is your best bet. It is insane how forthright the girls are and how keen they are. It is insane. Um, so they're the two comparisons. The X factor, I would say, and part of the reason why I chose this region of the world, uh, there's two X factors. Crime rate. Now, crime in South America is out of control. Um, it's just out of control. Uh, Recently, there was talk about in South America they're having locking up people who mug tourists, locking up criminals, like taking it very seriously. And there was a lot of pushback from the South Americans, basically saying that we like crime. It's a human rights violation to lock up criminals. Would you believe it? So South America is not going to change anytime soon. It is always going to be dangerous. You can go over there, you can set yourself up and have everything go well. You can have a beautiful girl that is a supermodel. You could have your life just all set up and be extremely happy. And then one night you go outside and one of the locals just gets you, and that's it. You're done. You get drugged, you get mugged, you get shot. You're finished overnight. And this is happening all the time in South America. And so that's one factor, which if you're smart, you should avoid South America, because there's just some times there where it's out of your control. You can put all the safeguards in place, and then one of them gets you for no reason other than you being a gringo, and they hate you basically. The other X factor is, why set yourself up, travel to another country, spend all that money without at least having the up end of this long term thinking in play? At least give yourself the option of something long term, like possibly having some kids, getting married, etc. The other X factor is, I would say, IQ. Now, Asians on average have higher IQs. It might also be why there's less crime, because someone with a higher IQ, a smarter person, will think about the consequences of their actions before they take them. Someone with a lower IQ is more likely to just do something stupid, commit a crime, do something absolutely disgusting, disgraceful, that they might be ashamed of later on because of the heat of the moment, um, and ruin the lives of everyone involved, and later on regret it, but they've also ruined their own lives. Now, on average, the Asians have higher IQs, lower crime rates, safer, better infrastructure, and therefore a better future. And think about it. What if you were to find accidentally, because you can't control the future, you travel to a place and you might accidentally find a girl. I got to tell you, when I went to South America, it was hard to leave. There were so many girls there that even now I post like stories, or I post videos on like even WhatsApp. There's like 30 South American girls in there watching every single story that I make, and I know that if I went back there, it'd be hard to leave. What if you found the one? What if you found that one where you're like, oh, this one's cute, I want to have some kids with this one? What type of child are you going to have? What type of future will you have? And you need to be thinking about that. And if I was to advise any of you guys out there, always I'll just go straight to Asia as the superior place where you should be going for those factors. Because crime rate, you could lose everything. It's out of your control. Something bad happens, bad person gets you. And do you want a child with, on average, a higher IQ with a future, or lower IQ? This could be a controversial topic, but you can Google all of these things. They're just facts. Now, so passport bros out there, that's my take on it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. I would say it depends on who you are. What type of a guy are you leaving the West? If infrastructure, standard of living, bang for your buck, Asia will always win. Beautiful girls that are extremely sexual. You're going to have an unbelievable amount of sexual partners. They're all going to want to sleep with you. And therefore, you need less game. You don't need to have as much charisma. You're not going to have to be able to think about it so much. South America, that's the place to go for you. That's my thoughts on it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you disagree, obviously there's a lot of experts out there. I see them in the comments. Just make sure you get your facts right, because I see some comments and I'm like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But if you are traveling, and I got to tell you, one of the most important things I see guys all the time, even in Asia, even in South America, with no or very average girls. Tinder can only do so much for you. I'm going to pin in the comments, or you go to my website. You can go to the YouTube channel at the top there, where you'll have the choice of a 30-day challenge, a digital product. It's so cheap. It'll teach you how to approach girls in the street. Whether you're in Asia, whether you're in South America, this is a skill that you need to have. And this is for beginners. If you're fresh into this, cold approaching girls, which I am by far the best coach in Australia, even though I just left. Best Australian coach by far when it comes to cold approach, especially day game. I've got a digital product. Click on the link, purchase that if you want to get into it. And if you want to do a consulting call, my link's up there. You fill out the form, fill out all the details. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and we can do some online coaching. And if you're thinking of traveling, I'm probably a very good person to reach out to and do some consulting calls with, because I can fill in a lot of the gaps in an intelligent way. I've also got game. I've also got a lot of experience that I can bring to the table, and it'll just shortcut all of the research that you're going to have to do. So anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. There's my beautiful pool. Look at that.